What if I told you that the way you scrub your body in the shower and the way you walk every day could be silently deciding whether your body heals or slowly breaks down? Not a pill, not a workout plan, not some expensive treatment, but 2 habits you already do, just done the right way. Most people rush through them without realizing they control circulation, immunity, and toxin removal. And when these systems work properly, the body naturally lets go of pain, fatigue, and chronic problems. Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, I'll show you how a simple change in your daily routine can completely transform your health from the inside out. People believe disease begins deep inside the body, in the organs, the blood, or the genes. But in reality, many health problems quietly start at the surface. The skin is not just a protective layer. It is a living organ that breathes, releases waste, regulates temperature, and communicates constantly with the immune and nervous systems. Every single day, the body pushes toxins outward through sweat, oil, and dead skin cells. When this natural process is supported, the body stays balanced. When it is ignored, those waste products begin to interfere with normal function, creating a slow buildup of stress inside the system. Modern lifestyles have made this problem worse without most people realizing it. Long hours of sitting, tight clothing, artificial fabrics, constant exposure to chemicals, and a lack of physical movement all reduce proper circulation at the skin level. When circulation slows, the lymphatic system becomes sluggish. Unlike the bloodstream, the lymphatic system has no pump of its own. It depends entirely on movement and external stimulation to move waste away from tissues. When this flow is compromised, toxins linger just beneath the skin, creating low-grade inflammation that the body must constantly manage. Over time, this chronic inflammation begins to affect deeper systems. The immune system becomes overworked, responding again and again to waste that should have been cleared easily. Joints may begin to ache, muscles feel heavy or tight, and the body may retain excess fluid. Skin issues such as dryness, acne, rashes, or dullness are often early signs that waste removal is not functioning efficiently. These surface symptoms are frequently treated in isolation, while the underlying cause continues unchecked. As the burden increases, the body starts sending stronger signals. Fatigue becomes more common because the body is using extra energy to manage waste. Digestion may slow as resources are redirected toward inflammation control. Sleep quality can suffer as the nervous system remains on alert. Over months and years, what began as poor surface circulation can contribute to chronic discomfort, weakened immunity, and recurring health complaints that seem unrelated but share the same root. This is why so many people feel stuck in cycles of treatment without resolution. They chase solutions inside the body while ignoring the gateway through which so much waste must pass. Supporting the skin and lymphatic system is not an alternative approach. It is a foundational one. When surface-level detoxification is restored through movement and stimulation, the internal systems finally get relief. By paying attention to the skin and the flow just beneath it, the body is given permission to return to its natural rhythm. Circulation improves, inflammation decreases, and the immune system regains balance. The body does not need to fight as hard, and healing becomes less of a struggle and more of a natural outcome. Proper body scrubbing is often misunderstood as a cosmetic habit, something done for smoother skin or better hygiene. But its real value goes far deeper than appearance. At its core, intentional body scrubbing is a form of communication with the body, especially with the circulatory and lymphatic systems that quietly determine how efficiently waste is removed. The skin is filled with tiny blood vessels, nerve endings, and lymph channels that respond immediately to touch and pressure. When these pathways are stimulated correctly, the body receives a clear signal to increase flow and release what no longer belongs. The direction of scrubbing matters more than most people realize. Random or aggressive movements may remove dead skin, but they do little to support internal flow. Gentle, steady strokes toward the heart follow the natural path of lymph movement. This directional approach helps guide stagnant fluid away from the tissues and toward central drainage points where waste can be processed and eliminated. Over time, this simple adjustment can reduce swelling, heaviness, and the dull, tired sensation many people carry without recognizing its cause. Pressure is equally important. Scrubbing is not meant to punish the skin or cause redness and irritation. Too much force triggers the body's protective response, tightening tissues and increasing stress. Too little pressure fails to wake the system. The ideal touch is firm yet comfortable, enough to generate warmth without discomfort. This warmth is a sign that blood vessels are opening and circulation is improving, delivering oxygen and nutrients, while clearing byproducts of metabolism. Consistency transforms this practice from a surface-level routine into a powerful health tool. When scrubbing is done daily or regularly, the body adapts. Lymph flow becomes more efficient, circulation improves, and the skin itself becomes more resilient. The immune system benefits indirectly, as it no longer has to constantly respond to waste accumulation. Over time, many people notice fewer aches, less stiffness, and a general sense of lightness that cannot be traced to any single dramatic change. Another often overlooked benefit of proper scrubbing is its effect on the nervous system. Slow, intentional movements activate the parasympathetic response, shifting the body out of stress mode. Breathing naturally deepens, muscle tension softens, and the mind becomes calmer. This state supports healing far more effectively than rushed or distracted routines. The body interprets mindful touch as safety, allowing it to release stored tension and defensive patterns. By removing the reliance on harsh chemicals and excessive products, proper body scrubbing returns care to its most basic form. The hands, a towel, or a natural brush become tools of regulation rather than aggression. Over time, this practice reinforces the body's natural detox pathways, restores balance, and builds a stronger connection between awareness and physical health, allowing healing to unfold. Through simple, intentional action, walking is one of the most underestimated forms of healing. Movement. Even though it is the most natural action the human body was designed to perform. Long before structured exercise existed, walking was how circulation stayed active. Joints remained lubricated, and waste was continuously moved out of the tissues. Every step creates a gentle pumping action through the feet, calves, and legs, pushing lymphatic fluid upward against gravity. This repeated rhythm is essential because the lymphatic system has no heart to move, relying entirely on muscular contractions and movement to function properly. When walking is paired with body scrubbing, the effect becomes even more powerful. Scrubbing opens pathways at the surface, stimulating circulation and loosening stagnant fluid. Walking then carries that released waste through the body's drainage system. Without movement, stimulated lymph can still remain slow. Without stimulation, movement alone may not reach congested surface tissues. Together, they form a complete cycle of release and transport that supports detoxification in a natural, non-aggressive way. Modern life has dramatically reduced daily movement. Many people sit for hours, barely engaging the lower body beyond short trips between rooms. This lack of movement causes lymph to pool in the legs and lower abdomen, contributing to swelling, stiffness, and discomfort. Over time, this stagnation can influence blood sugar regulation, joint health, and overall energy levels. Walking restores the missing link by reactivating the body's built-in maintenance system through steady, repetitive motion. Unlike intense workouts that stress the nervous system, walking has a calming effect. It regulates breathing, balances stress hormones, and improves oxygen delivery to tissues. This is why people often feel mentally clearer after a walk, even if they were physically tired before. The brain responds positively to rhythmic movement, releasing chemicals that improve mood and focus. As mental stress decreases, inflammation throughout the body also tends to drop, creating an environment where healing becomes easier. Walking also supports digestion in a subtle but powerful way. Gentle movement after meals helps stimulate intestinal activity, reducing bloating and discomfort. Blood flow to the digestive organs improves, allowing nutrients to be absorbed more efficiently. Over time, consistent walking can help stabilize appetite, improve metabolism, and reduce energy crashes that come from sedentary habits. The beauty of walking lies in its accessibility. It requires no equipment, no special training, and no perfect conditions. It can be adjusted to suit any age or fitness level. When practiced consistently, Even at a relaxed pace, walking builds resilience in joints, strengthens muscles, and maintains flexibility without overloading the body. Combined with regular body scrubbing, it reinforces circulation from the surface inward, supporting immunity, energy, and long-term health through simple, repeatable action. One of the biggest misconceptions in health and fitness is the belief that more effort automatically leads to better results. Many people push themselves intensely for short periods, expecting quick transformations, only to burn out, get injured, or lose motivation when the results do not last. The body does not respond best to extremes. It responds to patterns. Consistency creates trust within the system, while intensity without balance creates stress that the body must recover from rather than benefit from. Gentle daily practices work because they align with how the body naturally adapts. When movements and stimulation are mild but repeated, the nervous system remains calm, allowing physiological processes to adjust without resistance. Daily body scrubbing done with moderate pressure sends a steady signal to improve circulation and lymph flow without triggering inflammation or skin irritation. Over time, the body recognizes this routine as supportive rather than threatening, and efficiency improves naturally. The same principle applies to walking. Walking does not shock the body into change. Instead, it gently encourages it to function as designed. Regular walking keeps joints mobile, muscles active, and circulation moving without exhausting energy reserves. When walking becomes a daily habit rather than an occasional challenge, the benefits accumulate quietly. Blood sugar regulation improves, posture stabilizes, and endurance increases without conscious effort. These changes may not feel dramatic in the moment, but they build a strong foundation that supports long-term health. Aggressive approaches often create hidden problems. Excessive scrubbing can damage the skin barrier, increase sensitivity, and cause microinflammation that interferes with healing. Overtraining through intense exercise can elevate stress hormones, disrupt sleep, and weaken immunity. These methods may produce short-term sensations of productivity, but they often slow progress by forcing the body into a defensive state. Healing requires cooperation, not confrontation. Consistency also strengthens the mind-body connection. When practices are sustainable, they become part of daily life rather than tasks that require constant motivation. This reduces mental resistance and increases adherence. The body thrives on predictability, and when it knows what to expect, it can allocate resources more efficiently. Recovery improves, energy levels stabilize, and the nervous system remains balanced. Small actions repeated daily have a cumulative effect that far exceeds occasional bursts of effort. Each gentle session of scrubbing supports waste removal. Each walk reinforces circulation and joint health. Over weeks and months, these small inputs compound into noticeable improvements in mobility, energy, and overall well-being. By prioritizing consistency over intensity, health becomes something that grows naturally rather than something that must be forced, allowing progress to continue without strain or exhaustion. Modern health culture often pushes the idea that well-being must be complicated, expensive, and constantly optimized. Yet the human body evolved in an environment that relied on simplicity. Touch, movement, rhythm, and repetition were built into daily life long before modern interventions existed. Returning to these basic elements is not a step backward, but a reconnection with signals the body still understands deeply. When these signals are reintroduced consistently, the body responds with balance rather than resistance. Touch is one of the most powerful and overlooked forms of regulation. Intentional body scrubbing brings awareness back to physical sensations that many people have learned to ignore. This awareness strengthens the connection between the mind and body, allowing tension, stiffness, or discomfort to be noticed early rather than after it has become a problem. The nervous system interprets mindful touch as reassurance, reducing stress responses that interfere with healing. As stress decreases, the body becomes more receptive to repair and restoration. Movement, especially gentle and repetitive movement like walking, reinforces this reconnection. Walking restores natural rhythm to the body, syncing breath, steps, and posture into a steady flow. This rhythm calms the nervous system and stabilizes emotional states. It also reinforces a sense of capability and presence, reminding the body that it is designed to move and adapt. Over time, this regular movement builds confidence in physical ability, reducing fear of activity and increasing overall resilience. Mindful routines anchor these practices into daily life. When health habits are simple and repeatable, they stop feeling like obligations and begin to feel like self-care. This shift changes how the body responds. Instead of preparing for stress, it prepares for consistency. Hormonal balance improves, recovery becomes more efficient, and energy is distributed more evenly throughout the day. The body thrives when it can predict and trust the signals it receives. Ancient habits worked not because they were extreme, but because they were integrated. Touch was natural, movement was unavoidable, and rest followed activity. Reintroducing these elements helps counteract the fragmentation caused by modern lifestyles. As these simple practices accumulate, they gradually restore balance across multiple systems without overwhelming the body. By choosing simplicity over complexity, health becomes sustainable. There is no dependence on external tools or constant instruction. The body becomes an active participant in its own care rather than a problem to be fixed. This approach encourages patience, awareness, and consistency, allowing healing to unfold at its own pace through actions that are gentle, accessible, and deeply aligned with human biology.